moment to thank you for being with me and encouraging me to share my experiences and my passion for animals. I know you hear that a lot, but it really does mean a lot to me. So today I'm diving into some of the differences between pets, wild ambassadors, and domestic ambassadors. To be honest, this video really made me think about how people see media around rehab and animals in general and how we view animals as a society. Um, I want this video to be a bridge to more in-depth videos about behavior and enrichment. So I really tried to look at this from as many angles as I could, and when I say it opened my eyes to a whole new world of variables regarding animals, um, it was a lot, and I do hope to share that in the future. Just to be clear, these are all my opinions and experiences, and I'm only speaking for myself in this. So, that said, let's do this. So, there are domestic and wild ambassadors. I'm talking about both as opposed to pets as companion animals because there is some confusion looking in from the outside, especially when you're talking about things like enrichment or events. Wild ambassadors serve to educate and connect people with a species. Domestic ambassadors serve to educate the public about well-being around pet species. There is little that separates wild and domestic birds anatomically. My cockatiels are no different than their wild brethren. Physiologically and psychologically, there's not a lot of difference either way, and they're going to maintain the same instincts and needs. But that differs from one species to another. What a cockatiel needs is not what a crow needs, is not what an owl needs. As far as status, pets are legally owned, whereas wild ambassadors are not. They are permitted to be in an education program, but maintain a completely different legal status that's more strenuous than pets. Typically, pets are bought and or obtained as companion animals to fulfill the emotional needs of their human, while wild ambassadors are usually non-releasable and have their handling and training walks a really fun line, reinforcing and giving an outlet to wild habits and in a safe way. Kind of that last point sticky when you're in the world of these animals. When character doing enrichment, working with an ambassador, look a lot like someone playing with a pet. And yeah, we fall in love with animals, but our purpose is entirely different. Um, Learning what instincts need and outlets. What will animal need? Emotional connection, or do they need an outlet for the curiosity? Every interaction, animals' timing, and designed to serve their where. The foundation of trust is built on mutual consent and adaptation. Each interaction relies on a choice, the choice to engage or to not engage, as well as the respect to honor that choice. Whether it's touch training with cocktails or a play session with a pro, they're in a space that's going to allow them to walk away. The pace moves based on the animal's interest, and that's a huge difference between pets and ambassadors as far as we see in society. Ambassadors are educators, they're teachers, they're not companions. They also have a great deal of agency that we don't really extend to pets because there are, people are going to be looking in on them. Oh, hi. Hello, thank you for joining me today. So, today I just wanted to go through a couple of those differences. Can you get a shout out? Yeah, sure. Lady Miller, thank you for joining me. I really appreciate your stopping in and learning a little more about these animals. It does take everyone having an interest. And Crystal, I very much appreciate you coming as well. If you guys have any questions, by all means, feel free to ask. This is probably not a topic that you're going to see a lot of. Why am I in the dark? Because right now I have birds sleeping in my room, and it is a little bit better for them. They don't mind the talking as much, but they really hate light after bedtime. All right, so I think that the way that we are looking at ambassadors is something that we should be extending to pets all over and animals in general. Um, the hoops that we have to go through to keep a crow or to keep an owl are extensive, and I think that's a good goal for the future. I hope you have a good night as well, Blake. Thank you very much for joining me. If you guys have any questions, feel free to comment or send them over. I'm hoping to go over some enrichment for raptors in the near future, as well as corvids, and kind of what goes into that, because it's not just jumping in and playing with them. Not how that works. We can discuss some of the instincts that we are trying to funnel. And tomorrow I will be at an event with some of them with a rehab that I volunteer a lot of time with. They specialize in raptors, corvids, and waterbirds. And a big thing for me is trying to get them more support, because a hawk is not cuddly, but they are super important to the ecosystem. So, thank you guys very much for joining me.